Today I'm going to show you how to paint really easy flowers. I call them dip dots because you dip the end of a brush into paint and you make flowers out of them. Anybody can do this, really simple. This can be done on any surface, but I'm going to be doing a glass votive. And so the first thing you're going to do is just take simple rubbing alcohol and rub the areas that you're going to paint. In this case, it's like the bottom third. And then once you're done, you just let it set and dry. Okay, my glass is dried from the alcohol. And the reason we use alcohol is to avoid the oil from your fingers getting on the glass. And then the paint won't stick to the glass. And I'm going to use a multi-surface craft paint. This one's by Martha Stewart. Any multi-surface that works on glass will be fine. And I'm using a 3/4 inch flat brush. And this is just to put your grass on, okay? It's very simple. I'm going to dip it in to the paint, kind of get a little bit off. The brush is damp, by the way. And then I'm just going to do like a little flick. Now, with glass, you want to be careful not to go back over. So if you've made a mistake, don't worry about it. Let it dry, move on to the next side. We'll just come from the bottom and just flick it up as high as you want. You can come a little bit higher, not so high. Just we're painting a little garden, so it really doesn't matter. And I'm going to finish this and then let this dry. While your grass is drying, you can practice on a little piece of paper making your dip dots if you want. Not necessary. They're really not that difficult. And it only takes just a smidgen of paint. And I have a variety of colors and the ends of paintbrushes here. So I just, I'm going to take a little bigger one maybe so you can see a little better. And I'm going to go with blue and just kind of get a good amount and kind of make your circle. And then another circle next to it. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is for a larger flower, if you will. So you do. Okay. Then when you're done, you're going to wipe off with a piece of paper towel. Wipe that color off. And you can stick whatever color you want right in the middle. That's a flower. If you want to make a line flower, wider at the bottom and come up into a point, you can make them smaller. You can blend. If you want to do pink, and then you can pick up a little white and kind of swirl that around. That's another look you can do. Just have fun with it. That's the main thing. They're real simple. Or you can do pink and then add a little light pink, and that gives it a little different dimension. Or lavender, whatever you want to do. Just have fun. That's the key. And I've mixed my pink into my white, but that's okay. Little flower. If you were doing a bigger surface rather than just a votive, you can use the little pouncers, okay, and make your dip dots that way. Create flowers. You can use Q-tips. Those work. So it's up to you. Anything, and you're just making little dots in the shape of flowers. So now we're going to switch over because our grass is dry. and we're going to just start making our flowers. Pretty much wherever you want to, I sound like Bob Ross, but whenever you want to make your little flowers. And they're just going to be right in the grass. Do them a little higher. They don't even have to be in groups like that. You can just do kind of big ones if you want. When you want to switch colors, wipe it off. And then, oh, let's do some yellow. Just because I haven't done yellow. So we'll add some yellow. And this one will make go up a bit. So it's kind of, it could be a hollyhock, it could be a snapdragon, just whatever you think comes to mind. And like I said, if you don't like the look of it just being in the grass, go ahead, come back with some green, maybe darker, and add a little stem if you want, but you really don't need to. And then we'll do some blue. If you need a little more, pick a little more blue up. See, now that the green has dried, I can go ahead and put more pressure on the glass, and I'm not going to remove any of that green. If it was still wet, we'd have a problem. Okay, and then I'm going to wipe that off, pick up a little light blue, just add little dots on top of that, just to give it a little bit more dimension. And you just work your way around. Add a little center if you want. If you want to add some lighter or darker yellow, I'm just going to take white to my little, I'm going to call this a snapdragon because I have snapdragons in my yard right now. And you just keep going up. And then right in these dots, we're just going to add a little light pink just to kind of give a little extra dimension. We're just gonna, you can fill it up. That's why this is so fun for kids. It's fun for adults, but it's fun for kids because they can just make as many flowers as they want. Just plant your little garden. You're gonna have to let that dry. You can go ahead and do this side, but you obviously can't turn it all the way around. So you're going to let that dry, and when you're done, you're going to wind up and have flowers all the way around. Here's one that I did where I didn't use grass. I just dabbed on green and made little bushes, but the same thing. And then up at the top, I made it hang for wisteria, and this is just a little birdhouse. Real simple. Nice and fun. And when you're done with your votive, just get another candle from the dollar store and pop it in. And that's how you do dip dot flowers in less than 15 minutes.